The eyes of the madman. It's beautiful out here Monday morning, in the midst of the season when we celebrate the original sin, coveting. It's beautiful, no snow, which is amazing. It's even going to be kind of warm today in the 30s. But you know, there's been a lot of stuff on the mainstream media. I don't pay attention to it, so I don't even remember what it was. I know they had some bullshit stories that were just trying to deflect your attention to something else off of the main subjects that are going on in the world today. But this cop killer up there in New York. Now this is nuts. Now this is another guy on psychotropic drugs, an insane person, and he says he's doing it in revenge for these two other guys that got killed, this Michael Brown and this other big guy up there in New York, which is, you know, that's a tragedy. It's everything sad about this whole story. There's nothing good about anything. Nobody wins here, not the white people, not the black people, nobody. And then the media tries to make it out like it's some kind of race thing. It's going to be racial. You know, they've been pushing this shit since I was a kid. And I remember it. And before me, and before that, and before that. It's always been going on. Nothing has changed. But the thing I want to comment on is the psychotropic drugs and the crazy people that's just roaming the streets nowadays, because most states couldn't afford to pay for the mental institutions anymore, so they just closed them. Then the mental people go to jail, and then they get arrested 19, 20 times, but they figure, hey, they're mental. You know, they're going to keep getting arrested. This is a pattern. And what surprises me is these mental people with no jobs always have fucking money, always have guns and drugs and shit, and I work my fucking ass off, and I can't even afford a gun for personal protection or the bullets. You know, how do these people always get these things? They always got the guns, and then they always go around shooting people. And the guy had a pretty nice gun too, man. It's a $500-600 gun at least. You know, I'm thinking, these psychotropic drugs. Here's the fucker with these psychotropic drugs, man, and these people, the crazy people that are just getting ready to go off. They're like triggers, just with 4 pounds of pressure triggers with 3 pounds being applied. You know what I mean? Now, these guys get these psychotropic drugs, and where do they come from? Where are the major manufacturer of these drugs coming from? Millions of people on these things. The demand is incredible, and they have to keep that supply line going. They're made in China. Nearly all of them are made in China. And if China decides to stop the psychotropic drug sales to the United States, guess what? We're going to take, someone said, I think 5 or 10 years to catch up, to get these drugs out to people. But what do they do in the meantime? Well, they're going to fucking go off like a goddamn cannon on the loose, shooting everywhere. That's why I call them loose cannons. Yeah, it's beautiful out here. Well, our psychotropic drug system. Oh yeah. You know, the psychiatric system has never ever cured not even one person. I read that in a psychiatric Bible thing that came out not too long ago. They've never cured one person. They can manage your symptoms with drugs, but they have never cured anybody since it began way back, you know, hundreds and hundreds of years ago. The science about the psychiatric science. Well, let's just hope they don't cut off the supply. Our buddies in China. Duck out.